Okay, this is Tom here, and we are going to be doing a little walk around of my 2018 Kia Optima PHEV. So if you notice from other Kias, this particular Kia has a little different front end to it, and I want to show you these little flaps here. Kind of has a BMW look, and what it does is these open up when you are driving with the gasoline motor to give air to the radiator, and when you're driving electrically, these close for aerodynamics. So let's kind of walk around here on the side here. This is a sedan, and it's a nice size. This is comparable to the Hyundai Sonata, the Toyota Camry. Got a really nice profile here. Just gonna zoom back a little bit so you can see that profile. And then when we go to the back, again, it has a different look than the other Optimas. First off, if you look closely down here, you don't see an exhaust pipe, because what they did is they hid it underneath behind the aerodynamics. And to tell apart also, this is a plug-in hybrid, is it has the blue stripe both in the back here and coming around to the side to the running board. It has the blue stripe, which is nice. And then I will show you this. Alright, so this is the plug, and it's a standard J1772 plug. And you can do level 1 and you can do level 2. And then there's a 14-gallon gas tank with this, which gives you about a 500-mile range, because the mileage is high on the motor, and that's where that fills up there too. So we came up here, and I like to get on the highway and accelerate using electric power, and then once I'm on the highway, I can put this in the hybrid EV area, and then what that does is gives you that they work together. Okay, so another thing you can tell too is that it's got this eco plug-in badge on both sides of the car. Alright, so we'll go on to the inside here. Just give me a moment. Okay, so now we are on the inside of the car here, and I'm going to, it's got a push button auto start here. Automatically brings my seat in close. And nice analog gauges. And this particular gauge right here, if you see where it says low, high, that is your battery level for the EV part of the car. And if you notice, when the car starts up, it's in EV mode. Now currently right now, I filled up this tank, and we're just about 1/8 of a tank above a half, and our average right now is 70.8 miles per gallon. So the more I drive in electric mode, the higher that number goes. I got that up to 93 miles per gallon on one of the tanks that I had, because I did a lot of electric driving in town. It really worked out nice. Now we do have display here, so this shows you we have 29 miles of electric range, and we have 350 of gasoline range, and our total range, they add them together, 379 miles. So that's pretty good. So that's pretty much the inside of the car here. For the dashboard portion here, I mean, we do have a very nice navigation system. And what I like too, and I'll just see if I can zoom this out a little bit, I like these easy buttons. I mean, you can go on the nav screen, it's all touch screen, and it's got buttons in the steering wheel and everything, but just for quick stuff, just to get to things, you got, you know, lots of easy stuff. Now down here we have a 6-speed automatic transmission, but what I like is, I'm going to put this in drive here, I can kick it over and then I can upshift and I can downshift. And then if I want to go back to drive, I go right over to drive. So that is something I really like about this. And then down here are my buttons. I'll get my camera thing out of the way here. The auto hold, I don't know, many people don't really talk about the auto hold. It's at the bottom there. If you have auto hold engaged, you can come up to a stoplight, take your foot off the brake, and the car holds it. And then when you put your foot on the gas, it goes forward. And then we've got, now this one I did not get the cooling seats. I just got the heated seats, but there are options for cooling and heating seats. And then above that, excuse this little cord there, I'm using the wife's camera. HEV, you can put that in different sections here, and I'll show you what it does. I leave it in eco all the time, and then the other button there is my heated steering wheel for winter, which is really nice. And then you have your electronic parking brake. So, I mean, this car has been explained many times on the internet by the pros and everything, but I just want to show you here too. I'm just going to bring this camera in here and watch that EV. Now first I'm going to go to HEV. Motor kicks on. It'll only stay on for a little bit, but that's the HEV. Now if I hold it in place, you'll see charge comes up. Now that's battery charge mode. If you don't have a charger nearby and you're running low on electric power, you could kick that in and it will actually keep the motor running all the time, and it charges the batteries while you're driving down the road. And just cancel that, and then they're all off, and now we're back to EV mode. And when you're in HEV, it alternates between electric. Let's say you're going downhill or you're in a town going kind of slow, it'll put you in electric mode. Once you're on the highway, it'll have the motor running, but if you reach a nice, let's say going up a hill, it'll use the electric and the gas to get you a little boost. There's 210 horsepower at your command, so the car's pretty zippy. So it's a nice car. I use the electric for around town. I use it partway on trips. I usually like to burn up about 10 miles on trips. And then after that, I just click over to HEV mode. And then while you're driving, even the HEV mode, not the charge mode, it puts a couple miles back on your car. And then when you get to your destination, like we did here, now we're up in Kelly Lake, so this is kind of a resort area, and I just used my plug and it charged up overnight. There is 9.5 kilowatts of range, and there is a 3.3 kilowatt charger on board, so it charges it up. If you do the math, like well, in a 110 mode, it's about 7 hours, and then if you do it on the level 2, the 240 volt, then it does it in roughly about 2.5 hours. So overall, I love this car. I only have about 5,000 miles on this thing, maybe close to 6,000. I bought it brand new. Took delivery up in February. We've already taken some nice trips with it, and this tank of gas we're running on from about 2 weeks ago. And as I said, I just run it on electricity, and that 70.7 will go up. Now, I'm really pleased with this car. It's got a very smooth ride. It's got all the nice features. It's got everything I want. There's really good visibility out here because the dashboard is low, so you can kind of see down the hood and everything. Nothing really comes in your way, so it's a very good field of vision as we go along. Not many blind spots. The windows are nice and tall, easy to get in and out of. Especially what's nice is when you turn the car off, because we have these settings here. I use the first setting. When you turn the car off, the seat goes back for you so you can get out real nice. And then when you pull in and you turn it on, then the seat goes forward for you. So I really like that feature. Trunk is small because you have the battery pack behind the seat, so the back seat won't fold down. But it's a nice wide back seat, and I'll show that too once I get back to where we're staying. So I'll be back in just a second here. So what I did is I charged up the car. We used it yesterday and everything, and what we'd like to do today is do a range test. So that's the charger that's supplied with the car. It's on a 120 volt outlet. We'll go inside. And let me just close the door here because they have little warning signs all over the place. Okay, so we're in the car, and there is the 29 miles. All right, so what I can do, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down to this trip odometer here, and I'm going to clear it out. Trip A to 0. And we will revisit that after we get done running the electric all the way down to 0. And let's see, will we get more than 29 miles? Well, we'll have to find out. So we're going to start driving now. And I'm going to go to trip A, and we're going to see how much mileage we got out of our 29 miles of electric range. Just going to go a little bit closer here. So, our trip says 36.7 miles. So, I know our average was like 28 miles per miles, but we had hills, we were doing 55, 60, then we had some slow areas where it was 25 miles an hour. So we did a little in-town driving, a little highway driving, a little middle-of-the-road driving at 45 miles an hour. So this 29 miles of electric range is total 36.7. And if you can see, the meter's not to low yet, and we're still in EV mode, but I just wanted to go until the HEV dial went on, because the motor will run with the battery here. So there you go. That's the mileage test. We did not do hypermiling, and if I got some time, I will do another video and I will hypermile at about 30 miles an hour constant to see exactly how long the range. But not bad, 36.7. So I've brought it back to where we're staying, and as you can see, it's a nice roomy back seat. We'll kind of go inside here. We got a lot of trees here, so it's kind of hard to see. But what I like too is all cars now have this nice armrest with the cup holders, and that goes back. You can fit 3 people very comfortably back here. There's seat belts for everybody. If you notice too, I like also we make a lot of use of those map pockets. Lots of storage, because we've got cup holders in the doors. We've got cup holders on the dashboard console here. Bucket seats up front. Everything is leather, and it's the perforated leather, so it's kind of cool on your back and everything. And just overall, a very nice, well-rounded car. The ride is extremely smooth and quiet. I'm so impressed with how quiet this thing is. So if you are in the market for a car that you would like to save a lot of money on gasoline but don't want to give up your gasoline, I highly recommend this Kia Optima PHEV, because it gives you the best of both worlds. And as I said, I might use gas just on weekends when we're going on these trips, and I might go a whole week without even going for gas. And I'm just noticing here too, and you will too, they got some pretty cool looking wheels here. I like the wheels on this this car. Kind of helps sell it. In case you're wondering the color, it's kind of a little dirty because we just drove up here, and you get a lot of dust and everything. But this is like a midnight blue. It looks almost black, and when we first saw it, we thought it was a black car because it was sitting outside. But it definitely is a nice dark blue. And when it's all polished up and everything, it looks really, really good. So, well, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to follow my videos, please hit the bell. And we look forward to making another film for you sometime in the future.